Hello, Baelnorn here. Today I'm at Kitsap Memorial Park in Washington State. We are at a Belegarth event called Trials of the Pacific Maine. It is the first time this event has ever been ran, and it has been ran and organized by a member called Dwarf. I'm here with Gustav and DeVry. We rented an Airbnb because the group site actually filled up, and so there was no camping available. And then the campsite actually filled up outside of the group site, so we couldn't even get one of the yurts or the cabins. So Airbnb, but we're only 10 minutes from site, so it's very nice. There's a lot planned. There's tournaments. There's going to be a whole bunch of field fighting. Journey with me in the realm of LARP.
Thursday was full of line fighting, a fun start to what turned out to be a pretty fun weekend. After paying a troll, also called Gate and Amcard, I happened to meet Dwarf, the player running the event. He is a very affable character, and I wished him the best for this event. Later that night, there was a Sunset Beat social at the Bayshore. What I assumed was intended to be just a social gathering to visit and drink quickly turned into a battlefield, and I couldn't have been happier. The area was a bit tight, and fighting on the Pebble Beach is no joke, but people made it work and had fun in the process. Later that night, Gustav and I went to the main camp and watched the opening ceremonies, before driving back to the rental to get some sleep. On Friday, there were a lot of tournaments. One thing I hadn't seen before was how they did the lines for the fighting pits. For each pit, they had a line of people, much like a standard bear pit, but rather than the first two in each line fighting, the one on each end of the line fought, continuing that till the line was gone and only one winner remained. Gustav and I took a break from the field and headed up to the main camp. There were a series of arts and science classes being run throughout the event. The particular one that caught Gustav in my eye was war braids and favors, history and how to make them, taught by Naga. The subject matter sounded very interesting. I learned a lot about the lore and role of players who play monsters at Belegarth. It's almost like a counterculture of its own. It was fascinating, and the tradition of taking ripped up strands of fabric and braiding them into a favor to remember the event is one I hope to continue.
So I spend most of my time down at the fighting field, but I want to come up to the camping area because this is where people hang out at night. And there's classes, which I've already gotten into. This is where we did the class. Over here, there's a quest board, which we'll go check out here in a minute. But yeah, this fits 50 people, I think. It's a pretty nice site. Quiet area. You can hear the road a little bit, but that's fine. But yeah, opening ceremonies was right here last night at the fire pit. Right there. So up in the main camping area, they have something that I've never heard of in Belegarth, a quest board. So yeah, Dwarf has put up some quests here. Let's see, there's a trial of friendship. Basically, find a fighter, meet him, and you get some gold. There's even a riddle. I'm not going to read the riddle, but I'll zoom in really close so you can read it if you want. There you go. Then there's a monster thing going on where you go find monster cards, and then you find the monster, and then you battle it out, and you get gold. And there's even a Highlander tournament. Something that we haven't done in Amcard in the Northwest in a while. But basically, you're immortal. If you lose all your limbs, then you get your head cut off, and then the winner of that takes the ribbon of the loser. And at the end of the event, all the people that still have ribbons fight it out until there's only one left. Yeah, there is questing at Belegarth, in case you were wondering. It's the thing at the right place.
Later that afternoon, there was another unique tournament that they did. The Warriors of the Path, a single blue endurance tournament. It lasted for 45 minutes. For those of you from Amcard, a blue weapon is about the length of an Amcard short sword. For this tournament, everyone lined up in one big line. Everyone in the line fights the person next to them, starting with the two people in front. The winner of each fight advances in the line, finding the loser of the two people who fought in front of them. This continues for 45 minutes with people moving up and down the line. In theory, it has the effect of the players end up ranking themselves first to last by the place in line at the end of the tournament. I was impressed. Scory, a friend of mine from Amcard, ended up in the number one spot for a good amount of time. On Saturday, there was the Friendship Tournament. It was teams of two fighting it out for supremacy. I think it was the team of DeVry and Scory who came out on top. If I'm wrong, I'm at least sure that they made it into the last round. I would say that the crowning activity for Saturday was the realm battles. Each one of the parks, otherwise known as realms, who had members there, made up each side. There were several groups there, one as far away as Montana. As the teams were forming, everyone stopped to give a cheer to Dwarf. People really appreciated the hard work he had been doing. Then, after pacts were made and agreements signed between the realms, 3 main teams emerged to fight in the Battle of the Realms. The first round was a fairly standard affair. The 2 main teams clashed in the middle, and those who survived fought the smaller third team. The second round was more interesting. The team on the left did this cool maneuver where they broke off, circled the oddball team, and tried to flank the team on the right. It looked pretty cool. The third was pretty similar to the first round, but rather than wait to engage the third team, a few elite fighters from the team on the left broke off and engaged them. They survived through the whole fight, keeping them engaged until the main force could back them up.
That was Trials of the Pacific Maine. I had a really fun time. I'm in here doing the outro in my Airbnb that we got because the site filled up too fast and we didn't get a chance to actually stay on the site because it filled up. That's amazing. It's a first time event, full, and I'm glad that it seemed that it went so well. Sadly, I didn't get a chance to talk to Dwarf on camera because the one chance I thought that I could arrange it and I would have the ability to do it, he was down there at the field getting ready to play in the big battle. It was the first time I actually got to see him participate in the game in some way other than running it. So I decided that my video wasn't as important as him having some fun at his event. So I just decided not to do it. He did come and talk to me several times throughout the event though and made me feel very welcome. And he asked me some feedback for the event and I gave it to him. And I didn't have anything very negative to say or any critiques of the negative variety. It was a good event and it was ran pretty well. I gave some suggestions to help him run a little bit more smoothly next time. I also offered to have a conversation with him about event running after the event if he wanted to message me because, well, I like helping people, and if you were not aware, I have ran a couple events in my time and I like to share the knowledge. So hopefully they will have the time to take me up on that offer because I'd love to talk shop with another event runner. And hopefully they will be able to run it again next year and it'll just be bigger and better and it'll just grow over the years. It's great to have another Belegarth event in the Oregon-Washington area because I think the only one that exists in the Oregon and Washington area is Western Wars in May. So this is like kind of like the season closer, I think was the intention. So yeah, if you enjoyed the content, please like the video. It means a lot to me. And if you have anything you'd like to say, if you're at the event, what did you think about it? Comment in the comment section below. I'd love to hear what your thoughts were. Also consider subscribing to my channel if you'd like to see more LARP content. I mostly do foam fighting videos if you didn't notice, but I also do these vlogs and I do some informational LARP content. So yeah, please subscribe to the channel, and if you want to support me on Patreon, I do have a link in the description below.